foundational truth. We get upset when somebody talks about foundational truth. Well, that's not the way I see it. That's not the way I'm used to it. You've got to have some foundational truths if you're going to learn about the jurisdiction that you're supposed to be in. The reason we have problems because we don't know what the truths are to what it is that we're trying to believe. We don't really know what it is that we're trying to believe because of the foundational truths. See, the foundational truths are truths upon which we build our lives. What are we building our lives upon? See, we have problems of how we build our lives because we want a little bit of this, and then we want a little bit of that, and then we want a little bit of this, and then we want a little bit of that. You've got to decide it's all truth or nothing. There's not part truth. There's all truth. And when you get those foundational truths, you build your life on those foundational truths, and you won't let anybody move you. That's why Paul says, I don't let people move me. Because when people try to move me, they're trying to move me from foundational truths, and I will not be moved from what I know to be a fact. It's not a fashion, it's not a fad, it is a fact. And it is a fact that believers are called to live holy. You can't live like you want to live. Leaders are called to be subject to leadership. How dare you want people to follow you and you won't follow nobody? The devil is a liar. Come on. If you can't follow somebody, you need to get out of leadership until you learn. You need to just walk away from leadership until you learn how to follow somebody else. Come on, somebody. We always want to lead, but don't want to follow nobody. Nobody's rules, nobody's principles. Don't want to follow nobody but yourself. And yourself is just as crazy as it can be. Been crazy for years. We've matured in craziness. We've got certificates and degrees in craziness. Why do I say that? Because we keep doing the same crazy things over and over again and ask God to bless it. He said, you're out your mind. You're out your mind. You want me to bless that? Foundational truths. Basic revelations of God's word. And these words have to be consistent with a stable walk in God. You want to know why many of us are mixed up? Because we don't want any stability in our walk. We want to walk the way we want to walk, when we want to walk, as long as we want to walk. It doesn't work like that. There are rules. If you're going to get in the game, play by the rules. You don't get in a game and make rules. You play by the rules of the game. And the rules have already been set. We've got to become stable in God. How is it sometimes we want him and sometimes we don't? Sometimes we serve him and sometimes we won't. How do we do that? Well, he said, fine. Sometimes I'll bless you and sometimes I won't. Ooh, help us, oh God. Foundational truths build stability. Foundational truths have been set before us because they're building blocks in the believer's life. And so often you see believers struggle in their walk in God because they don't want to yield to the building blocks that have been set before them. They want to jump and leap. They come in and they want to come in at the bottom, but then they want to jump to the middle. Then they want to jump to the top. And they find that they're always falling because there are building blocks, instability in our Christian walk. You don't come in as executive director. You know, how many presidents of corporations do we have? You are the president, not you are the president of a company you work for. You are the president. You call meetings. You make up calendars and schedules. You make it up. You don't have to consult with nobody. You make it up, and everybody listens to what you have to say. Got any? Not really. Is that your department? What's the name of the company? What's the name? Okay. I thought you was. Okay. Okay. You know, so we're not president, right? They talk about a pyramid. That's a prime example. You mention your business. Anytime we talk about business, is it a pyramid? No. Company you've been on for 30 years, PHMC, that's a pyramid. Richard Cohen ain't going nowhere. He was there when I was there. He was there when I was there. He ain't going nowhere. I wouldn't go nowhere either with all them zeros. You'd have to be a nut. He had a lot of zeros when I was there. And that's been, oh, God. Yes, he's still there. Now, that's the pyramid. And there were times that they were disgruntled with him and had some things to say about him, but guess what? He's still there. They got their little self together, and he is still. Right? Make sense? You had a question?
No, I was just going to make a comment. It reminds me of in school, if children don't get the foundational blocks in reading in kindergarten and first grade, they struggle all the many years thereafter.
Same thing with math. Same thing with math. If you don't get the basics, addition, subtraction, multiplication, whatever, if you don't get that, you can't go any further, even though they change math. There's still some of those concepts that they bring from that old way into the new way. And that's what happens to people of God, which we're trying to be deep. We're trying to go forth in our gifts of the Spirit, and we want to prophesy, and we want to have these awesome dreams and whatever. And the Lord said, just look in the mirror. That's all I want you to do. Just be obedient for 7 days if you can do that. If you can follow the rules, just 7 days. Just give me 7 days. For some of y'all, just give me 24 hours. Just give me 24 hours. Foundational things. All right, y'all going to children's church? Oh, okay. I thought you was going to children's church. I was going to say this is not the first. Oh, okay. All right. I saw the men say it's the last Sunday. Never mind. Anyway. Foundational truths. Woo. Now, we need the foundational truths. Let me show you why we need foundational truths in our lives. Because we move from foundational truths to pivotal principles. Pivotal principles. And you see, many of us want to go to the principles. And we want to go into how we do something. But we want to run past why we do something. See, many of us get saved. And we don't stay there long enough to find out how to be saved. We want to do these exploits, but we don't want to know why we do these things. Make sense? And so we spend more time, okay, I'm saved and I jump. You know, I jump and I leap. But pivotal principles are truths that help the believer